Hello there, I am a shrimp, and this is totally Sunday and not Tuesday. I don't know what you're talking about. So it's Pride Month. So I am revisiting / doing slightly differently something I have done at least once in a previous Pride Month. Which was definitely a video on like my other channel before I did like dedicated sim channel, but I'll link it. Previously I have built a house as the asexual flag, like literally in like color coordinated stripes. This is trans flag, but color coordination themed rather than stripes of flag. Things must be in color section vibes. Yeah, like that's the summary. We got a nice family or many roommates home. It's snazzy, if I do say so myself. It's definitely one of those things that, like, you know when you have a little bit of an idea, and you have some ideas. Like, I have an idea what I want to do out in the back garden. Yes, that platform has purpose. And I've got a couple little ideas, but for the most part, I'm winging this. And I'm quite happy with how things came out, because it's literally just filter by blue, pink, and adding a little bit of white here and there. And, well, you know, seeing what vibes. Well, we got a few different vibes, ranging in the different aesthetics and item themes, but it's fun. There was a part towards the end where I was looking at it and I was going, is this slightly giving Barbie house? Which, you know, it might be, it might not be, but Barbie's got some cool houses. Like, I'm like, that's fine. But it got me thinking as a like complete side ramble thought. And I realized I meant to Google it and I didn't, so maybe I'll remember to do that after, but let's be real, I won't. But I was thinking, you know, Barbie's done everything. She's had all the careers. But are there, like, any form of, like, Pride-themed Barbies? Like, is that a thing? Is that a thing Barbie's done yet? I'm quite intrigued. I want to be very optimistic and hope that the answer is yes, but at the same time, gestures vaguely at the world. Some things aren't that simple sometimes, but if I believe in any, you know, corporate decision-making having that option, I'd believe in Barbie. You know, she's done everything. Why wouldn't she? Right? Right? I don't know, man. Listen, I'm the kind of uninformed... well... I'm slightly out of the loop and naive of the world no matter how many years pass. And that is... I mean, it's not your problem. And I mean, it's... whilst technically, yes, my problem, it's also just, I'm like, it is what it is. Because I'll say out of the loop, because yes, I do miss some big news things, and sometimes I only hear about things not through the direct thing happening, but because of other people then talking about it. Like, there are some words that apparently TERFs like to sling as a, like, I'm still not clear if it's meant to be just an outright insult or just to be dismissive. I think it's more like just to be dismissive, which is still insulting, but... And to be fair, it didn't help that I still was reading it. I hadn't heard it, I read it. Actually, no, I think I would have had the same problem. Yeah, because there's not much of a difference. Ignore me. That's a whole other side tangent of the number of things that I've, like, read and thought they went one way and then heard them, oh, wait, what? But this is not one of those times. But... the way I would have read it, like, as a word, I was like, that sounds like a positive thing. This sounds like a combination of two words. It sounds like a little bit of sassy, positive vibe. I feel like from that alone, you may be able to guess what. But the first time I heard of it was not through TERFs throwing it around, because I don't really see a lot of TERF stuff. I see when other people are talking about what the TERFs are doing now. And I was like, okay, hold up. What is this term? How is this a bad thing? Because I could only read this as a positive. And then I googled it and I went, the fuck? The point of this story being... I'm too naive for their bullshit. And also just... I don't know, man. Why people like this? I don't remember if I had a point with this train of thought, but the point being... I don't know. I don't know what the point is. Did I have a point? The new point is... people are fucking weird, and why can't we all just get along? I'm that one girl from Mean Girls that's like, why can't we all just be friends? She doesn't even go here. Oh, you know what? That's for it. Slightly on this train of thought, the naiveness of the world. I expect better than what we're apparently getting. Like, to tangent. I feel a bit bad. Not that I feel bad. Like, pride, build, trans flag. Feel like I should only speak trans, but at the same time, wider LGBTQIA plus. Blah blah blah. Like, I remember being a teenager and first like coming across the concept of like biphobia, bi-erasure, and being like, what the fuck? And okay, both. I don't know, my social circles are technically varied enough for that, but also they're not very online. But also, I don't know, I'm not socializing enough, clearly, because and then maybe like 10 years after that, I was like, surely that's not a thing anymore. And then I saw people still talking about it. I was like, what do you mean that's still a thing? Why have we not moved on? Why have we not, realized that people are silly? And why have the silly people not stopped being silly? To put things very, very lightly and more nice than some asshats deserve. But anyway. Point being, I'm a naive fucking being that's like, the world's a fucking mess right now, but do I believe in the fact that humans are inherently caring and will like come back to realizing that we should give a shit about each other instead of being weird about like inconsequential differences? Like, you don't fucking yell at apples for not being pears. You go, oh cool, fruit. You know? I don't know. There's the part that's like, I don't feel like it would be right to do a pride themed video without rambling about like the world being a weird pile of dino shit. But also, yeah, I'm a naive optimist. I'm not eloquent enough for... You didn't follow this for like talking, but like I would, it would feel, I don't know, disingenuous, weird, whatever, to not try to mention things. I'm toying up with the ideas of, oh yeah, I'm very happy with how this bathroom I like a lot, but the bathroom upstairs I'm very, very happy with how it came out. Just you wait. It's a dream bathroom, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I'm toying with the idea of what other, like, do I do another pride flag or two? Because, technically there's a few more weeks in June. I could revisit the Ace one because, yeah. For, like, the record, if you wanted to be like, wow, tell us about yourself, fill in these questions, tick your little box. I'm definitely some kind of Ace. I've ping-ponged, that's it, ping-ponged a lot between, first I thought Demi, and then I was like, no, Ace, and then I was like, oh shit, well maybe like Gray, or maybe I go back to Demi, and I was like, you know what, Ace covers it all. Do I care enough anymore to figure out microness? No, because my other train of thought is microness on gender identity, because I definitely think agender, but I'm just hung up on the little bit of like, well, I say definitely think, I decided like 3 years ago, agender makes sense. And since then, getting confirmed on the autism, I'm like, because there seems to be a correlation between those. Mostly I like to joke that I just like collecting identities that start with A, but to focus back on the agender thing, like, yeah, I feel a lack of gender. I don't really understand what the whole feeling the gender thing is, but I haven't fully decided if a microlabel is more fitting or just agender in general, because I'm like, do I have a complete lack of gender, and I just think I'm vaguely attached to, like, female gender because of, like, socialization and society and how I know I'm perceived, or do I actually have a little bit of gender identity and I fluctuate between them? I don't know. Maybe I never figured that one out, because I also questioned other things, like, 3 years ago, and realized I didn't have an answer, so, but at the same time I didn't have enough of a, I don't know, quest log, evidence, whatever, to make anything of it, so I was just like, that's just a question mark, it's fine. Anyway, there's a really cool bathroom that I mentioned about that now we're not looking at, but look at the bathtub with the nice light curtain. That is a dream. That is a dream. Just imagine, light some candles. I'm not even a bath person, but I want to be in that bathroom and take a bath in that. Let's be real, I'd probably just like to take the shower and then sit inside the curtained area being like, hee. Yeah, that'd be more me. Showers with curtain lights? Not quite the same vibe. But yeah, to ramble a little more about the Sims build, although by all means, and this goes for any video ever, if you want to ramble at me about anything that I have rambled about, or anything that my ramble made you think of that was not connected to my ramble, by all means, the comments is your info dumping ground. Go for it. Even if I don't know what to say, I'll be like, oh man, cool info. It's like when I listen to my friends talk about their interests and I'm just like, I have no idea what to say, or I don't know enough about this topic, but oh man, please continue. Keep going on. Could listen all day. I'm not saying that you don't have someone to listen to other than my YouTube comments, but like, I'm both trying to encourage interaction and also just, I love listening to people ramble about things. Whether or not my facial expressions match that is a whole other dynamic. But anyway, about the Sim build. So it's a 3-bedroom. The way I have built it, you could comfortably get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7 Sims in, which could be easily made 8 with the, you know, addition of a bed. It is sort of set up as like a main bedroom, and then what looks more like a teenager's room, but hey, it could be like your single roommate, it could be a couple, it could be anybody, and then there's a kid's room with like room for 3 kids of various age ranges. I like to think it's kind of very, like, yes, it's a family home, and that could look like, you know, biological and or legally connected adults and children. Or it could look like a bunch of roommates. It could look like a bunch of roommates, some of which who have children or younger siblings. That it's, you know, creating a bit of a mixed found family dynamic rather than, you know, biological or connectedness, you know. I feel like either vibe's good. I am looking at this, like, whenever I first built, like, the shell at the start, I was thinking, okay, I'll need plenty of space for, like, the different rooms and the ideas, and I want to make sure there's enough bedrooms. And then I got to the end, and I was like, do you think I maybe, like, to myself, I was like, do you think I maybe built it a bit big? And I think it works fine for most of the rooms. But yeah, I was like, I think I overdid it a bit. But I like to think it's leaving plenty of room for different, like, hobby and skill items. Like, you can actually add to it rather than being, like, a home that you're like, well, I've no room for any of my Sims' actual, like, hobbies or required items for, like, skills for their career. Where am I gonna put anything? This is a home that has everything you need and has space for everything that I didn't know that you needed. Okay, I'm having second thoughts about, like, the shape of the entrance hall, but it's fine. I have to live with it now. I can change it in my game, you can change it in your game, but the video has to live with it. Sorry, I'm just, like, looking at all the, like, some rooms leaned a bit more pastel and some leaned a bit more bright and boom. Some were a little bit of both. And it's just snazzy, you know? Oh yeah, and there's of course a little balcony, and I can't wait to ramble about the outdoors. Also, anyone who's watching this going, Shrimp, this is cool and fun, but where are the pride flags? I'd made the executive decision at the start that instead of doing decor, aside from the occasional little bit and pieces, but for the most part, I did not do decor room by room. I did plants, but not all the clutter and the sculptures and the wall decorations. I went through at the end because I was like, I can't go through this many times. It's not as bad when you're only filtering it by colors, but going through that thing when you've no filters on and maybe own too many packs, oh boy, not fun. I would love, I don't actually care enough. I'm used to it. I'll scroll through everything. Is it the biggest priority? No. But in a theoretical magic wand way, I would not mind if, like, you could have it reorganized. So instead of just sculptures, wall decoratings, have one that is, like, framed paintings. One that is posters. One that is, like, wall ornaments for like, you know, like the brass pig and stuff. It is brass. I don't know. You know, the little... I don't even remember if that's base game. I think it's base game because I don't think it came with cottage living. Oh yeah, I got a little desk area. I was gonna have one and then put like decor either side, and I was like, well, wait. Multiple Sims live here. Give all the desk space. And they don't need desks for like doing their homeworks, because have you seen the kitchen? There's plenty of table space in there. This is like the dedicated little socially not so well. You could be being social on the computers. It's hard to say. But yeah, you know, gaming, researching, whatever you need a computer for, it is there. And then I did a nice little bookcase thing that sort of helps divide up the area a bit into the like computer room, and then a slightly cozy reading corner that, you know, is maybe still research, maybe still reading for fun. And it is kitted out for pets, as you may have noticed from the litter box in the bathroom. I do eventually remember to actually add other pet items, so don't worry, you'll be able to feed your pets, and you know, they have some toys. And then you can get them more based on like your specific pet's needs and personalities. Okay. Beds. See, there's the pride bed. Don't worry, it came into play. I was really tempted to use it in both rooms, but then I thought that's overkill. I don't know. Does anyone like out there have matching, like, the beds in different rooms have matching bedding? Like, I feel like there's probably some people that are very about aesthetic and coordination that probably do that, right? Like, I'm sure that's a thing. But at the same time, I'm like, no, these are separate Sims with like different vibes. Like they need different beds with different designs. Madness to suggest otherwise. Like I said, this room is the slightly... Okay, I keep ping-ponging. Fancy Get Famous wardrobe with balcony accesses. Main bedroom with a makeshift walk-in, but not fully a separate room, wardrobe. And then the other room that does not have the trans pride bed is the teen room vibe. They get a nice little... I had fun with these mirrors. I moved them in around the room though, don't worry. See, there they go. So there's a little, you know, try-on clothes area. They have a little, like, hang out with friends seating area. There's their bed. And they're making the best use of those cubes. And I'm trying to make the best use of those cubes, which I also have in the kids' room. And I color coordinated so much decor for them. Whenever we get to that point, just, you know, if you wanted to, like, comment below being like, hey, nice cube decor. I don't even care if you lie to me. I just need to hear it. It's okay if you don't. I'll tell myself that too. This is like the most I've used those light curtains in a long time. I feel like I was really a bit like the string lights that we've gotten in the last pack. But I've been a little bit obsessed with using in all builds. I feel like those curtains had their moment when they came out, and now I forget that they exist. And then I go, oh yeah, light curtains, those are cool. Oh look, moons. Oh yeah, there's a mini fridge, that's right. The teens just buy bedroom, you know, just keep your drinks in, maybe a couple little snacks, you know? Have your own little paradise. In my head, right, this kid's room, whenever they like grow up, the bed would be in the middle underneath that window. But that was before I decided 3 kids could definitely cohabit in here. I'm sure there'd be no chaos whatsoever. So you do have a crib, a toddler bed, and then, you know, a bunk bed. For everybody, whether you're just preparing for when your little sim grows up, or whether you have many little sims to cater for. Also, that chair, I didn't realize it had some more interesting swatches. Like the pink one's like the freezer bunny, right? But what's the red one with like the black sort of nearly like inky splotches over it? Like, what is that meant to be? I'm gonna I have not looked at this before. I also make great use of the photo frame TVs. Looking snazzy. Because, I mean, it was them or the penguin, and quite frankly, the penguin would have been valid. But that just seemed like a vibe with the furniture. aesthetics and all that. Listen, we're a chaotic but not that chaotic, apparently, aesthetic. It's not like I have Get Famous, like, wardrobe stuff with the Cozy Bistro paneling back there for a fully Cozy Bistro themed balcony. They got everything out there. Then they really do, you know, they can sit at a little table, they can sit at a little sofa, there's a little drinks tray, some candles. They can have a nice little time out there. Yeah, this room got very Get Famous-y. This is what I mean. We have an interesting amount of aesthetics. A variety of aesthetics. Fancy, rich shit, cute pastel stuff, and probably everything in between. But you have no doubt it's colorful in here. Oh yeah, that's the point where I went, oh yeah, if I'm gonna have toddlers and infants, I should remember to put potties in the bathroom. It was at that moment that I remembered. Toddlers and infants have needs. I was really kind of like trying to balance out pink and blue items in this room. I don't know if I fully succeeded. Like, I don't know if statistically they'd be close enough to 50 and 50-50, but I was trying. I know it would be theoretically completely irrelevant because whatever kid's up in the bunk bed can just look over. But we don't care about that because they can't actually do that. But I made a nice little sort of private feeling, like, changing area, both for literally, you know, changing your infants and then, you know, kids changing clothes. And then there's some nice toys and everything. Oh yeah, I put the playmat under the window because I was, yes, something needs to be there. And here's me color coordinating all of those toys. The blue toys go in the pink and white shelf. The pink toys go in the blue and white shelf. Simple. I still haven't even got outside yet. It's coming up close. I'm excited. It did not quite stay with my original vision, but I'm happy with how it came out. And use the butterflies. Another item that I feel like I used a lot when it was new and then kind of forget about now. So you know what, in some ways this was nice to like revisit items that I either have never really used a lot or have not used in quite some time. And you got some nice kid activities down there because I couldn't really squeeze them into the bedroom, and I was like, you know what, more stuff in the kitchen dining area needed. And this was me remembering that I needed to do some kind of barrier on that. Nice balcony. If they came as a fence, I would have used it, but barriers it is. Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out, or maybe not yet. There was a point where I was like, is there any item that is like some form of gazebo or shade or something that would be big enough to put over that TV screen? And the answer was, not unless I really resized something. So I didn't. So it's fine. Though, I mean, it's a projector. I don't actually remember if it gets affected by weather. I would say hardly ever use that thing, but I actually don't know for certain if I've ever used it. I feel like I have to have at least once or twice back when we got, it's from, no, is it that one that's from the Little Campers pack? Yeah, it is, sorry. Because I'm thinking of the big proper screen ones that came with, Get Together, aren't I? That's my confusion. Cool little camping tent setup for the kids. The nice little toddler equivalent, nice little fire pit. As you may be able to tell by the beautiful rainbow whale floaty, I was considering a pool, but then I had fun with all of the other items, and I still wanted to stick with the main part of my original idea, so I did not end up with room for the pool. But that's okay. Your Sims can just have their floats and take it to the pool when they go. It's okay. I might have, if I could, put a pool in a platform. I know there's tricks and ways, and I could have just built it and then put the thingy around it, but I was like, nah. So they have a hot tub and some nice towels for sunbathing and some nice hopscotch and, you know, some marbles, and you can tell there's a little bit, you know, you can relax in the hot tub and watch the projector TV. All the kids can play with all the different options. There's a barbecue, there's a mini fridge. Like, your Sims will have fun whatever they want to do outside. And there's plenty of stuff inside if they don't want to be outside. Cut to like a vampire Sim glued onto the inside looking out the window being like, I want to join you all, but the sun. Oh yeah, and I had fun with the picket fence being like, yes, colors. Color mix matches. Also, this was one of the few ideas I had from the start that I was like, if I do a little dip at the side and I put a little like bin alcove outside, so I did. I broke my color scheme for it though, because I was like, the dumpster just seems too big for a house. And then I spent 500 years trying to pick, not flowers, pick floors, which kind of is not the furthest thing from flowers, but is also a little bit far from flowers. Yeah, I had fun with some of the choices. I was like trying not to clash with all the things I'd already placed. And I realized how spoiled I am in non-super color coordinated builds to just use, you know, normal wood shades of wood floors for pretty much everything. I use the occasional carpet, but I'm very much a wood floor kind of person, which, I mean, I guess it just makes sense to me aesthetically in The Sims, but I do find it very interesting because I definitely grew up in a very, like, every room bar, like, one was carpet. Snug, cozy carpet. Oh yeah, I settled on, like, white floors because it was like, everything's too much. Like, all the furniture and decor is doing all of the talking. The floor does not need to talk also, okay? Especially when we get to the walls. Most of the walls are pretty chill. It's pretty, you know, basics on the color scheme. Other than, of course, the totally not get famous bistro room. Guess what wall I used in that bedroom. You'll never guess. Oh yeah, I toyed around with doing like an alternating stripe effect in this room. I did not stick with it. Nice idea, but So I did some like feature wall pops of the different color, but that was all. That was all. And see? Marble. The marble, like, get famous. Thingamaroo. Wallpaper. That's it. Also, you have no idea how happy I am about those stairs. I was like, oh, they're showing up in the filter. Get lit, huh? That sounds bright and fun. And then they had all three of the colors. And yes, they are arranged on purpose, but you had no doubts about that. When even your stairs say pride. Which is a feat. Someday I'm gonna build a build and I'm gonna have those, like, fake hamster tunnel decals. Whether it be in an actual build or if I build a pet shop is a whole other idea, but I don't feel like I would enjoy building a pet shop. I feel like that made more sense in previous games when, you know, you could actually go to a pet shop and have the pets there for sale, but anyway, that's not about this. Or this is not about that. Words are hard. Maybe it is time for the bar. So yeah, I feel like Sims be able to really relax no matter what they're into here. There's cozy little reading nooks. There is a fabulous kitchen. There is plenty of gaming and TV and computers. There's a bar. There's all the outdoor stuff. I'm just having a field day with all the posters being like, my walls will not be too plain. And of course I had to put a nice little turtle in that bathroom so, you know, when you're taking your nice relaxing bath in your light curtain, you can be like, oh yeah, underwater, woo. I think, yeah, I remember to put in a, like, you know, the, like, family notice board thing from Parenthood? Parenthood. You know, I'm recording this without, like, I don't have my headset on, so I'm not hearing the game music. And it's only at this point that that dawned on me as a weird experience, because normally I can hear the game music while narrating these because I have my headphones on. But not on this occasion. Because I just had that moment where I was like, why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet? Oh yeah, I put the, like, diploma certificates downstairs. That, along with, like, I think I put a graduation, like, photo beside that, and then beside the door to, like, the downstairs bathroom has photo frames. One being, like, the old basement pack kit thingamaroos photo frame, and some being the, like, empty waiting for you to fill with your photo frame. I feel like that's a nice, like, a nice bit of making it feel lived in, but also with space for, you know, your Sims' future memories and achievements to be added. And look, this is my cozy little balcony area. That little, like, set of glasses with the menu doesn't last. The glasses and the flower would have been yes. The menu, I was like, too bistro. So, of course, I got a very bistro little table candle. Cozy sofa area they could sit at. Drink tray, candles. It's snazzy. And then, like, the most perfectly color-coordinated flowers to go around everything. So listen, if nothing else, I set out to build a build in the trans flag colors, and I succeeded. Not that that would have been the hard part. And I think it's going to be fun. It's definitely on the bigger side, but plenty of space for all of the pets. And, like, a bigger household. I think that's the thing. I think I build for, like, you know, smaller households and, like, 1 or 2 pets more often. This is, like, you know, you could have a whole bunch of dogs or cats and a big household. You know, if you had mods to have a few extra household slots, you could make this work very well. I'm just placing, what, cups? Yeah. Your Sim's gotta stay hydrated. Speaking of staying hydrated, I should stay hydrated because I have been yapping for half an hour now. So this is your reminder to also hydrate if you need to hydrate. Also, look, reading Nook. Like I said, going through all the decor items at the end to be like, okay, this will go here, this will go there, this will go there. Mostly I really am just like filling in empty spaces / adding things that make sense. Some things it's like, well, you're just gonna have to deal. Put some nice little books in here and some of the, like, makeup and, like, some of the nifty knitting, like, plushies. Just to make a nice little aesthetic decor vibe. Oh yeah, I forgot I added the cushions to that, just to make things look cozy. Also, I was so impressed with how well that swatch and those cushions matched that chair. It was glorious. The turtles. I love the little nifty knitting turtles. I always forget they exist, and then I scroll past them and I go, oh, turtles! I don't know if this is the result of one of my favorite plushies being a turtle, or if it's the other way around. It's one of my favorite plushies a turtle, because I adored the little turtles in this. With me and plushies, it's always a chicken and the egg scenario. Don't mind me. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to ramble about now, but, like, I hope you have enjoyed my build. Let me know, you know, both, I guess, your thoughts on the build, if you're doing anything in particular for Pride Month, which can just be being chill and, like, you know, doing exactly what you're doing anyway. Whether the thing you were doing anyway happens to also fit for Pride Month or happens to not be. You know? It's like a nice bit of art I I can't remember if it was on Blue Sky or if it was on Twitter, because you'll never get me to rename it. Both because my head says no, but also because bleh, is what I have to say to everything that happened. Profile. Were you here? Yes. Yes. Little art by Gay Breakfast. This is like a sleepy little otter with, like, I guess, yeah, that's their phone. Shooting rainbows out of them, being like, woo, June 1st. And then they go back to sleep with a pride flag as a blanket. And it's like, it's okay if you are tired. Happy, quiet, chill pride. Because you know what? Life is fucking tiring. And I mean, that's only gonna get more true for so many other demographics. So like, you're valid. Whatever you gotta do to just get day by day. Quiet and chill's valid. Hydration is also valid. I'm sorry, you know whenever you draw attention to the fact that you should hydrate and then suddenly you're like, wow, I'm really thirsty. But anyway, a little bit of color coordinated landscaping. I nearly said like mindscaping. Like I think Minecraft slightly came into my head and then left mid-sentence. I don't know. But yeah, minor landscaping. It's low maintenance but beautiful. And also a great excuse for me to use that like bubblegum flower shrub thing. I don't remember what it's called. But oh boy, is it colorful. So I hope your Sims will enjoy their beautiful, beautiful home. Oh yeah, I got excited about the post box. I was gonna use like the Seasons Hearts one because like, you know, it's all about love, people, not hate. But you didn't need reminded. But some people need reminded. But then the like nifty knitting like rainbow vibes one, I had to. So here are the nice aesthetic screenshots that definitely do not make me realize that I once again forgot to do any ceiling tiles. But that's okay, because I don't really know what I would have made them anyway. With all of our snazzy little bathrooms and bedrooms and hangout spots. Like, I had a lot of fun with this build, and I would hope that it shows. And the dream bathtub scenario. You know what? Full disclaimer, I haven't actually tested. I imagine Sims can walk through that little gap to that bathtub fine, but I did not actually remember to test it because I was going to have this ready for Sunday, but I don't normally work Sundays, but I worked this Sunday, and I was like, okay, I'll just work on it a bit after, which was fine. And I was like, okay, I'll finish up the build on Monday after work, because I just have a couple of rooms to finish, and then that became like 3.5 hours, and then that rolled into, well, now I'm too tired to even think about narrating this. You think I can ramble? And now this is how we are on Tuesday. Not that you asked, but that's fine. Have a nice day!